0, 2, 3. I'm missing the 1. But the one who started it all is the first Wuben X, the X-0. I was already intrigued, but waited for the premium version. Hey, welcome back to UDC channel. This is Jay. In this series, I'm going to talk about these two Wuben premium X lights, the X0, the X0 in brass and the X2 in copper. I'll start with the X0. Let's take a quick look at the box first. USB Type-C cable, instruction and O-rings. Now let's take a closer look at the light itself. There are several colors and materials. I opted for this brass version, and it's a raw uncoated brass, which I prefer. It has a non-smooth surface, almost like sandblasted, which produces a different patina than the smooth copper X2. The result is almost like stone wash. I was wondering how it would look like when patinaed. I've searched and asked around with no luck. So here it is, just in case some other patina lovers are wondering the same thing. Love the interesting angular design, and it actually can really be placed at an angle. It's using a high CRI Samsung LH351D emitter in, I believe, 5000K color temperature. There's only one version that is using the cool white OSRAM P9, which is the standard black aluminum. This is not as warm or rosy as I like, but still quite decent in terms of tint. With this shape, almost no protruding at all, I thought it would be considered a mule. But with the TIR lens that it's using, the beam is actually quite throwy. We'll see in the beam shot later. It's using this flap as the switch to press the button underneath, which is held together by these two small spring-loaded magnets, so that it doesn't flap around. The waterproof USB Type-C is also hidden under it. It still has an IP68 waterproof rating, which is amazing with this exposed USB slot. And I believe it's made of aluminum with blue anodizing, which I think looks nice with the brass. And my gosh, what a stiff clip. Wuben team, if you're watching, I challenge you to clip it to your pocket using one hand. Go ahead, I'll wait. It's even hard with two hands, especially with such a small opening. I used to have a right angle light with a similar shape and a super stiff clip, the Mancar E04, but at least it leaves a gap, which I sold because I wanted to upgrade to premium metal versions. I was considering the Firefly's PL47 mule in short tube in antique brass, but I got this instead, which is as nice, if not nicer. I think this is my stubbiest light right now. This FW3 is already very short, and yet this is still shorter. It's marketed as an ECL, easy carry light. This is small but stubby, and with the stiff clip, it's actually kind of weird to carry. No really any other option but to just let it hang loose inside the pocket. The super stiff clip is not tip carry anyways, especially with the light being so stubby. This is probably almost a quarter of the whole length. To hold it, however, is surprisingly quite okay. Since it's boxy and angular and stubby, there are many ways to grip it, but for me this is the best way of holding it. I do wish it has some cutouts on the side to provide a better grip, maybe like the X2. There are some at the back, but that's just for the aesthetic or probably weight reduction, since our fingers can't really reach there anyways. There are 8 tritium slots, 2, 4, another 4 at the back. It doesn't look as good using colorful ones as the white one, so I just use sky blue and green glow tubes instead, which is the best combo and the brightest in my opinion. It has a strong magnet in the tail, especially with the tiny body, even though it's a heavier brass version. It's also very open to replace the battery. Even though it's kinda hard to open and they don't provide any tool for it, I'm glad that the battery is at least user replaceable, and it's using a non-proprietary normal 18350 battery. It has built-in Type-C charging, so I don't really need to take out the battery for charging or to replace it with a spare. I just need or want to be able to replace when the battery goes bad eventually, which is a good thing for the longevity of the light. Unfortunately, the X2 is not user replaceable, even though it's using a standard 14500 AA size batteries. Okay, let's talk about the UI and modes. Single click for on and off. Hold to ramp up from moonlight, low, medium, high. Love the slow ramp when changing modes. Interesting that the moonlight is part of the cycle. It has memory, which I dislike, but there's a shortcut to moonlight, so it's still fine. Press and hold for moonlight. Strange choice, but double click from off is strobe instead of the usual double click for turbo and triple click for strobe. And another double click to cycle between strobe and SOS. Triple click does nothing. 1, 2, 3. And for turbo you have to double click from on. Then back to the regular quad clicks for software lockout. And another quad to unlock. What I'm not a fan of is that the lockout is indicated by 3 bright blinks, as you saw earlier, which is quite annoying at night. Should have just used the battery indicator. At least it does use the battery indicator when notifying that the light is still being locked. Why can't it do the same for the locking? The battery indicator also lights up a few seconds when turning off the light. It's also being used as a charging indicator. And I would love a momentary moonlight on lockout. That way I don't have to unlock it every time, just for a quick use. What's special is that each of these modes are programmable. So it's like infinite brightness setting on the ramping and dual, plus the simplicity of low, medium, high. Actually, I just need it to be programmable on the moonlight. I've had flashlight with this feature. I love this feature on most of my main cars. Their moonlight is programmable. The problem was it's not too simple to program. With this X-0, it's just a simple click and hold when it's on. It will ramp up and down with the specified range. Click, hold. Blink to indicate the top and blink to indicate the bottom. There are 4 preset slots that you can play with, each with their own range. So moonlight 1 to 14, low 15 to 49, medium 50 to 150, and high 150 to 300. So basically it's infinite brightness from 1 to 300 divided into 4 sections. Almost all Wuben series have these features, which is nice. Not sure why they left out the X3, which I reviewed recently. Okay, let's take it outside. It might not be bright enough to be used outdoors, but let's see it anyway. Okay, now we're gonna check the 2 axes. Let's start with X0. moon, medium, high, turbo. Okay, that's it for this part 1. I'm gonna continue to part 2. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye now.